What is going on, everyone? My name is NWHunt97 and welcome to another Destiny 2 video. Today I'm actually going to talk to you guys of nicknames in Destiny 2. And what I mean specifically is certain players that have shown up throughout the Destiny lifetime and what kind, like depending on what time they start playing the game, a lot of people start giving them certain nicknames. So I have a good amount of nicknames that you have, for people who just got in at a certain point in time, certain people that are, a part of a very specific community within Destiny community, and even just, having a whole bunch of, just really sarcastic remarks with, some people within the Destiny community. So let's go ahead and get started, and I'm probably going to give you 10 to 15 different types of names. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first one I could think of is Vanilla Veteran. Now, what a Vanilla Veteran is, someone who's played Destiny since day one, sometimes even playing since the alpha. These are the type of people who play Destiny at the back of their hand, right? Mostly, if they're playing today, they are a big fan of PvE. They don't play much PvP. However, they actually have good skills in PvP because, if they're playing the game all this time, they will learn a thing or two about, just gunplay, how you do a very specific move, stuff like that. So it's actually kind of funny that some of these guys don't really play much PvP anymore, but at the same time, they're actually really good. It's just, every once in a while, they'll do like Trials of the Nine with their friends or something like that, and that's it. Sometimes without realizing they're actually really good. So, you always hear the joke of me saying, I'm not exactly the best PvP player, but I'm not the best and I am not the worst. That's basically what a Vanilla Veteran is. Someone who's not the best at PvP, but who's not the worst, but they play PvE all the time. So, those are the guys who basically know everything about the game. Like, they have memory of, like, metas, of, stories going on. Like, they remember when they got their first Gallahorn. And, Destiny, just things where Destiny 2 players, even people who've gotten, like, Courtesan, don't remember, just certain experiences slash knowledge of certain things. And they basically have a much more bigger perspective of the game. So that's what a Vanilla Veteran is. That's what they're called. Number 2 is a Christmas Noob. Now, a Christmas Noob is a Destiny player that started playing Destiny when Courtesan came out. A Christmas Noob is, everyone who was a Vanilla Veteran, who just made fun of everybody who got into Destiny because of Christmas and Courtesan. So everyone just started calling them Christmas noobs because, literally you saw all of these, players who were just like level 5 or level 6, while everyone else was like level 20 with like maximum light level. It was actually pretty fun to watch. That gave us the opportunity to have new players rise up and make some new friends, and we even helped them do the raid for both Courtesan and Vault of Glass. So that was honestly a really good time, and that was when the meta started shifting, where everyone just wanted to use like hand cannons like Thorn, Last Word, and Hawkmoon. These were the people of really just the Crucible. This generation of Destiny players were more into the Crucible than the Vanilla Veterans. You have people like True Vanguard. Even though he's not even though I don't think he's a Christmas noob, there are other people like that. I'm pretty sure Cammy Cakes was a Christmas noob. You even had people like Triple Wreck or Flame Sword or stuff like that. And they would just, they hear about Destiny, the game, and they played it, just not as much while it came out. But now, once Christmas rolled around, everyone's just started playing it, and that's when Destiny started to get like a really big boom with their PvP community. So yeah, there's a lot of controversy with this, having Christmas news with Crucible players. But I just remember everyone just loving the Crucible during that point of time. I just remember playing a lot with my friends. So yeah, Christmas noobs. Number 3, Lord Nuts. Now, I remember Lord Nuts coming in when, really between the time when the Destiny Vanilla Veterans and the Christmas noobs started popping up. Obviously, Destiny wasn't really the best with its story, but some people discovered this thing called the Lore tab, and ever since then, they became absolute fanatics of the lore. You have people like My Name's Bife, Marlin Games, Beard Grizzly, all those type of people who just got into the lore, and that's how they became extremely popular. Um, they were just, the people who just had absolute positivity towards the story. They always slam on you if saying that Destiny doesn't have a story. Well, really, they actually have a good story. It's just, it's outside the game. And, they just show you some really good stuff and questions that they have for a whole bunch of story within Destiny. And honestly, these people actually helped a lot with the environment of Destiny itself. Really without them, we wouldn't be as interested in their story as we would now. Like, we would just be completely interested in the gameplay, but now we're actually much more interested in the story. And in fact, since Destiny 2 and even like Horizon of Iron came up, we actually have a much better story going on with Destiny 2. And we gotta give credit to some of the lore people out there. Without them, we wouldn't have the same story we would have today. Plus we have answers being answered all the way, but yeah, we have more questions. And, I actually like these type of people. I'm actually a couple of friends with some of these guys who are just completely focused on the lore. Not exactly like My Name is Bife or something like that, but, people who actually like people who like stories within Destiny. Okay, the next one is Taken Tots. Now, Taken Tot is someone who hasn't played Destiny at all, or barely played any Destiny back at year one. But once the Taken King rolled around, that's when they started to play. They had absolutely no experience with the Gallowhorn or the Vault of Glass or Corazon. Really, they'll just play if like some of their friends wanted to. However, these people were really just the foundational support of Destiny, like right now. And without them, really Destiny wouldn't exist today because House of Wolves and Corazon didn't have exactly the best type of systems. Literally each expansion you had systems that would go around, like the economy would just be a mess, light level would just be a mess, and even though the game was really fun to play, it just wasn't really rewarding if you don't know what's going on with the game. So really the Taken Tots kind of established how Destiny works, and in fact the system that we're using today is still being influenced by the Taken King. So these people, I really call them the Taken Tots, where a lot of people still play today ever since the Taken King. And I actually am really good friends with these people, and they're just really cool dudes. They're probably the chillest guys around because there's some people that have really big opinions. Like back at Destiny 1, they had better or worse things with it, while the Taken Tots are just they're just chill about it. They prefer to play a game where if they don't misbalance everything within the Taken King, which fixed a whole bunch of things, which is good, and then if you go away from that, then they'll call you out on it. And honestly, I actually like Taken Toss is probably some of my most favorite people. I'm not picking favorites at all, but I think I have the most friends I still play to this day who are Taken Tots. Alright, the next one is tryhards. Now tryhards aren't exactly a bad thing. Really, they're just tryhards in PvP specifically. Really, when the Taken King and especially the Rise of Iron started coming up, especially with private matches, they would do a whole bunch of tournaments. People like MTash, they're more like tryhards, right? I don't really like calling them tryhards. I just like calling them sweats. Really tryhards and really I just call them PvP fanatics. They specifically play the game for the PvP. I just like So there's like a difference between just the average PvP player who does Trials of Osiris, plays every day, right? But then you have like the tryhard slash sweats. Now sweats is a completely different community within the PvP landmark. This especially gotten popular for the Taken King and even Rise of Iron when private matches came along, and really when tournaments came along as well. These guys are just pure professionals. They know the meta like the back of their hand, and even if they do know the meta, they just choose not to use it because they prefer to just destroy you with just the worst weapons that you could think of. And these are the best of PvP players. Like they're literally the top 10 like PvP players of all time. Like they continue to play this game, they continue to do you know, to expand their knowledge of PvP. They live and breathe PvP. And for some reason, they're good at Nightfalls. I do not know why. You know, I just find it strange that the Sweats and Tryhards are really good at the Nightfall, which is a PvE activity. And they're awesome at the Crucible. I just don't know why. Like sometimes we're playing PvP. It's like, man, I'm bored. You want to do Nightfall? It's like, sure, I like Nightfall. And I just find that absolutely hilarious. Like they're known for their PvP, but I noticed that they're awesome at Nightfall as well. So I don't know. So maybe it's like a different category that they have. Sometimes they like to play Destiny with their PvE activities as well. Like the difference between like the regular Crucible slash PvP players and like the Sweats is the Sweats like to play PvE sometimes. And I actually like that with from them. Yeah, really good friends that I have who are Sweats, and yeah, they're just really cool guys, down to earth, and sometimes they yell at you if you do a wrong thing, which is reasonable. Next up is Raid slash, I don't know, the Dados, or I like to call them. Really, I just call them like the Raid fanatics. They specifically play Destiny for the Raid, and I don't blame them. Really, Destiny is one of a kind for their raids. Really, they just revolutionized raiding, period, with the Vault of Glass, and even with the Taken King and Rise of Iron. Like I personally love Rise of Iron because it's absolutely amazing. So these people are completely focused on PvE, right? Now, every once in a while, you'll get someone like Slayer Age, who is like the best of the best with with the raid and all that. Even they do a whole bunch of solo runs and all. Like they are completely focused on mechanics, math, and like optimal DPS. Like these are basically the mathematicians of the Destiny community, right? These are the people that know C plus binary, even advanced like geometry and all that, and they use their knowledge to basically crunch the numbers on specific weapons. Like, is a weapon good? Is it a possibility that there's a quest out there? Like these guys mostly find the quest in PvE slash Nightfalls, and they teach you how to do the specific things that you need to do. And honestly, without them, we could never get the best weapons that were hidden. Like we wouldn't able to get Outbreak Prime at all. We wouldn't have gotten Sleeper Simulant. We wouldn't have gotten Black Hammer if they haven't discovered this. And without them, Destiny would have been a lot harder with raid bosses. They've done an excellent service for us with raid bosses, and they just know basically the game, especially with PvE, like the back of their hand. Like, there's probably some people that know the best way how to kill ads, ads, ADS. Don't be immature, please. And they just have the knowledge, so well. Like without them, I wouldn't have known anything about the raids at all. Slash, I wasn't able to complete any of them. And I honestly give a really big applause to all of those, raid fanatics. Alright, so there's another type of group that is actually pretty unusual, and nobody talks about them. I like calling them wall glitchers. Now, wall glitchers are people who like playing the game. They're just average people. Maybe they do Crucible, just sometimes. Sometimes they do, like, heroic strikes and all that. Really, I think the only time they do is do heroic strikes, right? Well, these people are known for, finding leaks, finding hidden passages, and they just love glitching out of maps. The perfect person I could think of who is known for this was Rifle Gaming. He was known for going through a whole bunch of like, hidden walls and passages and all that where normally you couldn't get in, but he actually discovered a whole bunch of, with the help of other people within the community. Really small community, but they were known for just unlocking slash discovering a whole bunch of maps that weren't used for Destiny, and later on they're actually used for other expansions, like House of Wolves, Taken King, a whole bunch of Rise of Iron stuff. So it was just used for all of these, options, right? And really, without them, we wouldn't have much knowledge with leaks and all that. And for some reason, I'd like to put the leakers and all that into this category because they're just known for leaking stuff and glitching into all this cool things. And they also are the ones who find a whole bunch of Easter eggs. I think also another good example is Terramantis. Like he just shows you the facts and little Easter eggs of the game, and yeah, these are just I actually absolutely love these guys. Not only they know the lore a little bit, but they also know Easter eggs and wall glitches and just really cool facts that nobody never knows about, but it's just so simple and it's extremely helpful. All right. Lastly, we have the Destiny 2 noobs, right? So Destiny 2 noobs are oblivious to the fact of Destiny 1. In fact, I feel that these people are a little bit more happy than the Destiny 1 players, right? They don't have knowledge of Destiny 1. Like, they just like the game, like, of course, into this one. And the only thing that they get angry of is people who just yell at them because Destiny 1 was better. And obviously it was better because it was improved, it was fixed. But now this is a new game, right? So, uh, and the really bad thing about this part of the community is that if they play Destiny 1 and go back to Destiny 2, then they just become the most ridiculous people you could think of. It's actually kind of funny. Like, they just had the knowledge of Destiny 2, and they absolutely love the game. They go back to Destiny 1, and then go back to Destiny 2. They just become the most horrible people ever. But hey, I still love them because they're some of my friends. Anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you go ahead to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. And comment below what kind of Destiny player were you during the lifetime of Destiny. Let me know in the comments. Thank you guys for watching. God bless. I'll see you next time. And let me know if there's any type of players that I've missed. Okay, guys, God bless, and I'll see you next time.